I wanted to show you guys sort of how I'm looking.
My sugar cravings are almost none and my energy is through the roof.
This makes me feel less hungry.
Super delicious.
Hey there! Want to know a secret? Weight loss isn't as hard as they want you to believe. It's true. The calorie counting, blending, juicing, green food crazed, keto, paleo, raw food fad diets of today are all totally unnecessary when it comes to dropping pounds fast. Throw back-breaking workouts out the window while you're at it. It may sound hard to believe, but it's no lie. And I know because I've seen it. I've watched thousands of clients shed pounds while barely even lifting a finger. I've seen countless men and women well past their prime practically melting fat away thanks to one simple change. But even before that was Mandy Jenkins, a 40-year-old wife and mother who lost over 34 pounds in the blink of an eye, and 6 pounds of that was gone in the first 2 weeks alone. The key to this kind of amazing transformation is a mysterious blend of herbs I found in a remote Himalayan monastery shut away from the modern world for decades. And today, I'm going to share with you the story of how I turned this ancient recipe for youth and vitality into a fat-burning, muscle-toning, weight-loss miracle called hot, skinny tea. It's Kimberly Clark here, personal trainer, entrepreneur, avid surfer, and yoga enthusiast extraordinaire. And until recently, I thought that a trim, sexy waistline could only come from grueling exercise, bland meals, and practically starving yourself for days at a time. Sound familiar? That's because it's the same exact lie that every diet company, health food distributor, and weight loss TV personality has been telling anyone and everyone looking to drop pounds fast. And if you're like most of my other clients, you've believed that same lie over and over again, but don't have anything to show for it. But don't worry, it isn't your fault. Few people know about the real secret behind turning your body into a fat-burning machine. It isn't starvation. It isn't pushing your body to the limits, and it certainly isn't about forcing down tasteless, boring foods meal after meal. Instead, the key to massive and rapid weight loss is tapping into the science behind changing your body. That's right. A lot of the fad diets today just use salesmanship to convince you that all you need to drop those pounds quickly and safely is to use their one simple trick. But almost none of these diets are backed up by real, hard, scientific fact. It isn't any wonder then that you've been let down time after time by these gimmicky trends. It's because they never really worked in the first place. That's why if you really want to start seeing results today, you need to be on the lookout for evidence. And during my years as a personal trainer, I can tell you firsthand that most of the weight loss secrets I saw were propped up by exaggeration, overstatement, and a whole lot of hot air. That is until one fateful trip that changed everything. It was then that I found a recipe for an ancient tea packed full of 9 all-natural super ingredients, each of which played a crucial role in supercharging metabolism, flushing out dangerous toxins, and keeping your body at peak performance levels. Not only that, each of these super ingredients is backed up by real scientific data that's measurable, proven, and supported by some of the greatest minds in the field. And when you combine this blend with a healthy diet and a bit of exercise, it can truly supercharge your weight loss. It's truly revolutionary, and it's truly science. In this short presentation, I'm going to tell you a bit more about how I stumbled across this amazing recipe and my journey to share its power with the rest of the world. And along the way, I'm also going to introduce you to the 9 secret ingredients I learned about during that fateful day in the Himalayas and how they've been clinically proven to supercharge your metabolism, cleanse the body of harmful toxins, and re-energize your mind and spirit like never before. So, are you ready to unlock the secrets of mind-blowing weight loss without all the pain of ruthless diets and back-breaking exercise? Let's go. It was only a couple of years ago that a group of friends and I decided to take a trip to Nepal in eastern South Asia. We had always heard that it was considered to be one of the spiritual capitals of the world, and not only that, it also had one of the longest traditions of yoga that date back literally thousands of years. What better place for fitness and yoga enthusiasts to head for a retreat than one of the countries that started it all? This was the perfect opportunity for me and my like-minded friends to really connect with the history, culture, and spirituality of yoga, which we all found so beautiful. Now, this retreat wasn't your everyday yoga get-together. There were no motels, no continental breakfasts, and definitely no room service involved. We were deep in the towering mountains, the lush and vibrant forests, and far away from what most modern people would consider any form of civilization. And at first, the remoteness of it all made me a bit nervous. I had never been one to spend much time on the computer indoors, but there was something about not being able to check my email and social media whenever I wanted that made me feel uneasy. It was like civilization withdrawal. But soon I could feel myself start to change the longer I was immersed in this beautiful and awe-inspiring landscape. Forests quickly gave way to huge mountains that reached straight up into the sky and seemed to even pierce the heavens themselves. It was gorgeous. It was mystical. It was larger than life. And it was during our personal excursions that I felt closer to nature than I ever had before in my life. You see, part of the retreat involved each of us walking through the mountains alone so that we could better commune with nature. And if we were lucky, we may even come upon the fabled elderflower, a rare and beautiful plant revered by those who lived in the mountains above. And as I walked through the deep valleys of the Himalayas and climbed the slope of the mountains that seemed almost alive, I felt connected, inspired, and truly at peace. And it was there that I found something that would change my life forever. Before we get too deep into this spectacular and mystical landscape, though, let's take a look at the first and most important super ingredient found in my tea blend, Hot Skinny Tea. Super ingredient number 1, Garcinia cambogia extract, aka the secret ingredient native to Indonesia and found in Southeast Asia, India, and West Central Africa today. The rind of the Garcinia cambogia fruit is a key ingredient of many traditional dishes of the area. And while it can certainly add a bit of flavor to a meal, the main use for this powerful fruit in HST is to increase endurance, suppress appetite, and help prevent the buildup of certain fats. And today, most scientists think the exact same thing. You see, Garcinia cambogia contains a special chemical known as HCA. And there are two amazing effects that HCA can have upon the body. It can increase levels of a hormone called serotonin, and it can stop certain enzymes from working. But what does this all really mean? Well, researchers have long known that serotonin plays a pretty important role in regulating appetite. One 35-year-long study found that unhealthy levels of serotonin were directly related to increased cravings for sweets and carbohydrates. But with healthy levels of serotonin, you can fight off these cravings much more easily. And that means you won't be nearly as tempted to snack on problem foods throughout the day. Researchers have also found that Garcinia cambogia was shown to increase the release and availability of serotonin in lab mice. It shouldn't come as much of a surprise then that one study found that Garcinia cambogia, along with seaweed and a compound called L-carnitine, was actually able to reduce hunger sensations and increase fullness much more than placebo in 28 healthy volunteers. But it isn't just appetite suppression that makes HCA such a powerful weight loss tool. It's also the fact that HCA can actually make it harder for your body to make fat. Let me tell you a bit more about how this all works. Everything we take in with our food, carbohydrates, proteins, fats, sugars, all of them have to be broken down so that our body can make use of them. When it comes to fats and sugars, our body has to chop them up and turn them into a different kind of fat so they can be stored. And for that, it uses a chemical with a fancy name called citrate lyase. The beauty of HCA, however, is that it's what researchers call a competitive inhibitor of citrate lyase, basically something that stops it from working. And with less effective citrate lyase, your body may be less likely to build up stores of fat. While that certainly doesn't mean you'll stop producing fat completely, some studies have found that the HCA in Garcinia cambogia might be a powerful tool for weight loss. For example, one experiment looked at the weight loss journey of 89 mildly overweight women. 42 of these women were given Garcinia cambogia extracts before each meal. The other 47 were given a placebo. Both groups followed the same healthy diet and exercise routine. At the end of the study, the group that took Garcinia cambogia ended up losing over 50% more weight. Another study found that during a 2-month trial with 50 middle-aged participants, the 25 subjects that received HCA rather than a placebo actually ended up losing twice as much weight. You just can't argue with results like these. It's an appetite-squashing, fat-reducing double shot of weight loss power, all in one ingredient. This is without a doubt the superstar of the hot, skinny tea blend. Since this supercharged secret ingredient is just one of the many powerful herbs found in hot, skinny tea, it isn't any wonder HST customers are dropping pounds like crazy. Like Lucy O'Brien, who started the 28-day detox to feel more energized throughout the day, but was absolutely thrilled when she lost an amazing 12 pounds over the course of her weight loss program. Way to go, Lucy! So that's super ingredient number 1, Garcinia cambogia, the secret ingredient, and there are still 8 more incredible ingredients left. But first, let's get back to my Himalayan journey and how I got access to a remote monastery that showed me how to unlock the secret of mind-blowing weight loss. When we left off, I was walking through the awe-inspiring landscape of Nepal and feeling more connected to the world than ever before. The combination of lush green leaves, the towering mountains, the chirping of the birds, and the freshness of the air made my stroll feel like I had been transported into another time. A time before pollution, exhaust, smoke, and cement crowded every second of our lives. And then I saw it. A surprising and beautiful burst of white against the green and brown background. It was an elderflower, and according to our instructor back at the yoga retreat, it looked to be a particularly rare type of elderflower too. My mind raced back to the memory of what the instructor told us on the way to camp. Be ever vigilant during your solitary walks through the forest. At the base of the mountains grows a rare flower so white and pure that only the most spiritually enlightened among you will be able to even see it. If you find this elderflower, pluck it from the ground and follow the path it has sprouted from. At the end of that path, you will find a monastery where the monks within will bestow great knowledge to you in exchange for the flower. And as I carefully pulled the flower from its base, I noticed a stone the color of deep red in the underbrush. As I went to investigate, I saw another, and then another, almost as if they were rising through the dirt as I walked along the path. And as I continued on, driven by the thrill of the adventure, I could see more red stones snaking up the steep sides of the enormous mountain ahead of me. Before we go any further up the face of the mountain, though, let's take a look at super ingredient number 2, lemongrass. While Garcinia cambogia helps you to stay full and helps prevent fat from accumulating around your belly, thighs, and everywhere else, lemongrass flushes out the toxins that have been hiding out in your body. We've all heard about how we're bombarded each and every day with a barrage of toxins. Our food, our water, and even the air we breathe have countless chemicals and compounds in them that can end up causing some serious damage. Now, most of the time, our bodies are able to filter these toxins out on their own. But when you've accumulated too many of these unwanted substances, they can end up being more than your body can handle. And as a result, you feel sluggish, frustrated, depressed, and downright unhappy. That's why lemongrass plays the role of the cleanser. This powerful herb has been scientifically proven to help wash away toxins by promoting healthy digestion and supercharging your body's natural detoxification systems. Now, there are a couple of ways lemongrass helps cleanse your body. First off, studies have shown that this plant, in particular, has several antioxidant properties that can help protect your body against dangerous free radicals. In fact, one study shows that lemongrass alone had at least 8 different antioxidants, all in this one herb. Studies have also shown that lemongrass has powerful digestive properties too. Added to that, lemongrass is also a natural diuretic, which can give your body the extra help it needs to flush out all of those nasty toxins that are slowing you down. As you can see, lemongrass is a fantastic way to detoxify your body, revitalize your mind, and feel energized and optimized to take on the day. It's no wonder why we nickname this essential herb the cleanser. Plus, Lemongrass is just one of the many ingredients that will help support your weight loss and make dropping those extra pounds easier than ever. It's just another amazing addition to the hot, skinny tea blend. And you can see its weight loss power firsthand by trying out our 14 or 20-day detox by clicking the buttons below. We'll get more into the other amazing ingredients soon, but if you're ready to start your revolutionizing weight loss journey, don't hesitate. These ingredients are as rare as they are powerful, so supplies are limited. You wouldn't want to miss out on their fat-busting power forever now, would you? All right, now that we've covered super ingredient number 2, let's get back to my journey deep into the Himalayas and up to the peak of the mountain to the mystical monastery. When we last left off, I was just starting to make my way up the side of a steep mountain following the path of red stones leading me to the fabled monastery, so I could deliver my elderflower. The path continued to climb higher and higher, and as it did, the drop-off over the edge got steeper and steeper too. Eventually, I was climbing a staircase of red stone up what felt like a never-ending cliff. I thought I was in pretty good shape up until that point, but boy, was I struggling. No wonder these monks rarely, if ever, come down. After what seemed like hours of scaling the side of the mountain, the path finally started to level off a bit. And eventually, I climbed the very last step and saw what looked like a scene straight out of a fairy tale. There before me, on the edge of the mountain, was a lush oasis in the rocky desert of the mountain face, filled with the greenest trees and most colorful flowers I'd ever seen. And nestled within this hidden mountaintop forest was the ancient monastery. I wondered how I hadn't seen any of this from the ground. And as I realized this paradise was so high that a veil of cloudy mist hung over it, concealing it from the world below. I couldn't even see the temple until I reached the top, and the mist seemed to part right in front of my eyes. As I followed the path of red stone toward the monastery, I watched as a wondrous scene came into view as the mist began to clear. Appearing in front of me was a perfectly tended garden filled with wreaths of flowers and a carved portico that seemed to grow right out of the stone. It was like something right out of Lord of the Rings. And as I stopped just to take in the beauty of the ancient monastery, I grew aware of the monks tending to the grounds. Some of them were trimming the plants in the garden, others were sweeping the steps. I looked closer and noticed that each and every one of them was not only filled with an almost otherworldly energy and vigor, but also that almost they all looked to be the same age as me. I had expected a clan of wise but wrinkled old men with beards down to their toes, and instead I was greeted with what seemed like a gang of youthful dudes that couldn't have been older than 30. It was an eerie surprise, to say the least. After I realized how strange it must have been seeing me standing there staring at the group of monks, I came to my senses and approached the temple to present my gift of the elderflower. Before we get into the next chapter of the story, though, let's take a look at super ingredient number 3. Sencha green tea, or what I like to call the shredder. Up until now, we've looked at 2 incredibly powerful herbs that have made it so much easier for your body to naturally drop that extra weight. Garcinia cambogia for suppressing appetite and reducing fat buildup, and lemongrass for getting rid of those nasty toxins that have been keeping you tired, stressed, and super unhealthy. And while these 2 herbs are an essential part of your dietary journey, their main roles have been to support weight loss, not necessarily to cause it. That's where super ingredient number 3, Sencha green tea, comes in. This unique green tea comes all the way from Kyoto, Japan, and studies have shown it can break down even more fat, even when you aren't exercising. It's no wonder why we call this amazing herb the shredder. And there aren't many other compounds out there with fat-shredding properties that are nearly as backed up by clinical evidence as Sencha green tea. The magic here comes from this tea's talent for boosting your body's natural ability to break down fats, also known as fat oxidation. For example, one study in particular tested the effects of green tea on the body compositions of participants ages 26 to 42. Over the course of the study, participants were given either green tea or a placebo and instructed to engage in mild exercise, walking at around 3 miles an hour. Researchers then studied their levels of fat oxidation during exercise and in between exercises. During both of these periods, the green tea group oxidized more fat than the other participants. During the exercise period, fat oxidation was about 1.3 times higher for the green tea drinkers. And when they were at rest, fat oxidation was an astounding 1.4 times higher. Other studies in mice have shown that this type of tea may increase the rate of fat oxidation. And the more your body can break down these fats, the easier it is for you to burn through them and flush them out of your system, thanks to cleansers like lemongrass. It's just part of the reason why hot, skinny tea is so effective at melting the pounds right off. Just take a look at Brittany Peckhold's results. She's lost an amazing 13 pounds since she started using hot, skinny tea. Incredible. I'm so happy that this amazing weight loss and detox tea has changed the lives of so many of my customers. Today, we've helped more than 250,000 men and women lose that extra weight, feel more energized, and finally have the body they've always wanted. We couldn't be prouder. And to top it all off, our loose leaf blend is perfect when prepared both hot and cold. That means it works great as both a morning pick-me-up and an afternoon refresher. Anyway, let's get back into my adventure and how I learned about this amazing recipe from that mysterious Himalayan monastery. Like I was saying, after getting over the shock of the suspiciously young monks that tended the grounds of the ancient monastery, I approached the temple to present my elderflower and to claim my reward. I continued down the red stone path and greeted the busy monks with a respectful nod. Each one I passed returned my gesture with a genuine and knowing smile before turning back to their task. Finally, I came upon one monk in particular that seemed wiser and more enlightened than the rest. Who am I kidding? He was just the cutest one. Even so, I presented the flower to him, and to my surprise, he smiles and congratulates me in English. "Child," he says, "you've done well. Your patience and vigilance shall be rewarded." Child? This guy's like 5 years older than me, and he's calling me child? Come on. As I spoke more with my new friend, he asked about me and my life and what interested me. I told him that I was a personal trainer and that I spent most of my time looking for ways to help my clients stay healthy and get in the best shape of their lives at the same time. That's when he smiled. "I have something I'd like to share with you," he told me. "Try this tea," he said as he pours a warm brew from his leather Boda bag. "It's an ancient blend that's been passed down through our monastery for several millennia. It maintains youth, vitality, and revitalizes both the body and mind." I was a little skeptical at first, of course, but I didn't plod up this giant mountain for nothing, so I took a sip. To my surprise, it was actually quite tasty. The monk must have seen how much I enjoyed it because he told me I could have the recipe for myself. "I'll give you the formula," he said, "and you can share it with anyone you choose." While the flavor was admittedly delicious, I was hesitant to believe it was anything more than a tasty drink. I've never been one to believe the hocus-pocus claims of youth and vitality that most tea companies spout out these days. My monk friend must have sensed my skepticism. "How old do you think I am, child?" he asked. I shrugged, maybe 30, 35 at most. He laughed out loud. "I just turned 61 a few days ago. There is no monk in this temple younger than 60, save a few novices." My jaw must have dropped to the stone floor. I couldn't believe him. I didn't believe him, and I told him so, which was probably pretty insulting now that I think about it. He assured me that it was true, and that this youthfulness was due in no small part to this mystical tea I had just drank, and what I'd eventually come to call hot, skinny tea. Before we go any further, and I tell you about how this recipe changed both my life and the lives of my clients, like 40-year-old Mandy Jenkins, let's take a look back at two more of the powerful ingredients you'll find in your HST detox journey. Super ingredient number 4, lotus leaf, aka the blood director. One of the oldest and most revered flowers in the Eastern world, the lotus leaf, has long been cherished as both a symbol of spirituality and an essential medicinal herb with thousands of uses. This beautiful flower has influenced the cultures of entire civilizations, from the spiritual purity it represents in Buddhism to the divine beauty and wisdom it symbolizes in Hinduism. And while these gorgeous blooms are truly something to behold, believe me, I've seen them, Their true power lies in their medicinal applications. The lotus flower is used in traditional Eastern medicine to promote healthy liver function, control, aid in digestion, and boost iron levels. But the real power of the lotus leaf comes from the plant's high content of special chemicals called alkaloids. These alkaloids can have powerful health effects that can support normal blood flow and ensure optimum maintenance at the same time. And researchers have known this for quite a while too. As T.K. Lim points out in his Edible Medicinal and Non-Medicinal Plants, Volume 1.1, the alkaloids found in the lotus leaf have been proven since 1962 to have what's known as hypotensive effects, meaning they support healthy blood pressure. It seems clear then that this is one seriously powerful herb for keeping your body as healthy as ever. While your body might be thanking you for using hot, skinny tea, what about your mind? Well, that's where super ingredient number 5 comes in. Chamomile, the peacemaker. The hustle and bustle of daily life can be a bit too much at times. With constant notifications from your phone, relentless news updates from around the world, obligations at home and work, and endless other responsibilities, it can seem like you'll never have a moment to just relax. And this ever-present stress can have disastrous effects on your health. It can cause high blood pressure, heart disease, immune problems, and a range of sleep difficulties, just to name a few. Most of these problems have to do with a stress hormone called cortisol. In general, the higher your stress levels are, the more cortisol you have coursing through your body. Added to that, studies have shown that high levels of cortisol are also directly related to the risk of developing obesity. So more stress means more weight gain. So what? Well, chamomile has been proven time and time again to be an especially effective treatment for significantly reducing occasional stress and supporting healthy cortisol levels in the bloodstream. So even though chamomile may not have a direct effect on your weight loss like many of the other super ingredients found in hot, skinny tea, it's a powerful tool for supporting healthy cortisol levels. And that can help your body focus more energy on losing weight rather than dealing with stress. And when you hear what just some of our satisfied customers have to say about HST, you can tell they really feel the difference. Sylvia Johansson, for example, says, "I'm more motivated, more confident, and my body looks amazing. I never thought it was possible to transform my body so simply. This product is incredible." And Melissa Garcia, another HST 28-day detox graduate, said, "All that extra weight around my stomach is gone and I have so much energy. I never thought I could feel this good." It's worth mentioning here that these results aren't unusual. I've heard thousands of stories from thrilled HST clients that have revolutionized their lives and their body just by simply drinking this tea only twice a day. It really is a miracle, and I couldn't be happier that I've been a part of it all. If you want to experience the dramatic change in energy levels, confidence, and of course the amazing weight loss power of hot, skinny tea, click on the buttons below to give it a try. And just like the over 250,000 other customers who have both tried and loved HST, I guarantee it'll revolutionize the way you melt away belly fat. But anyway, let's get back to my story and how I finally realized that I was onto something with this magical recipe from high in the Himalayas. As I descended the mountain along the red stone path, I read through the formula my monk friend had scrawled onto a piece of parchment. Could these ingredients really be the key to keeping a youthful appearance and maintaining a trim body like those monks in that mystical temple? I was amazed at the experience, sure, but I definitely didn't believe the claims. It's one thing for a bunch of guys up on top of a mountain to claim something worked, but I needed proof. I needed to see it work for myself before I could really believe it. That must be the scientist in me. After all, I am a personal trainer. I need proof before I'm convinced that something really works. When I got back to camp, almost no one believed my story. Even the instructor told me that he had made up the tale of the elderflower, just so that visitors will actually walk through the valleys and appreciate the nature around them. I even began to doubt whether I'd made the whole thing up myself, and yet I still had that piece of parchment that held the recipe for the mystical tea. So when I finally returned to San Diego, where I lived at the time, I was determined to test out whether this tea was the real deal or not. After only a few weeks of sharing this new recipe with some of my surfing and yoga friends, we started to see some pretty dramatic changes. We felt better, we had more energy, less mental fog, and felt a bit less stressed with each passing day. We also looked better. Our skin seemed to be a bit shinier, a bit smoother, and I dare say a bit more youthful. But the most noticeable change was that we each began to lose weight. Not much at first, as the few people I shared it with were already pretty trim. As the days continued, though, each of our bodies tightened up in places we didn't even think had any fat on them. Underarms, thighs, bellies, hips, and more all got tighter, trimmer, flatter, and more toned than ever before. That's when I knew I had to try this tea out on some of my clients. I picked one lady in particular, Mandy Jenkins. But before we get too far into how hot, skinny tea changed the life of Mandy, let's look at just a few more of the super ingredients that make this combination so much more than your average detox. And the next super ingredient on the list is number 6, senna leaf, or what we like to call the reliever. As you might have guessed from its nickname, senna leaf is a natural organic ingredient that helps keep your digestive cycle healthy and regular. Now, you may be thinking that how you do your business is the last thing you want to be talking about right now. And it's true, it definitely isn't the most glamorous topic to cover. But when it comes to keeping your body healthy and getting rid of the enormous buildup of toxins in your body, few things are as important as a healthy digestive system. And that means expelling those toxins through the only means our body has: bowel movements and urination. Doctors all over the world agree that your bowels are some of the best indicators of your overall health. That's why whenever you go in for a checkup, they always tend to ask you about it. And with weight loss too, having an optimal digestive cycle is 100% key to shedding pounds faster than ever. That's why senna leaf is such an important ingredient in hot, skinny tea. It's a natural way to help promote regularity in your digestion, and that can help make sure your body is following a healthy cycle each and every day. While cleansing the body of waste is undoubtedly one of the most important parts of a healthy gastrointestinal system, there's another super ingredient that can make digestion even more effective. Coming in at number 7 on the super ingredient list, fennel, also known as the releaser, is one of the best ways to promote improved digestion so you can get the most out of the foods you're eating. Fennel has long been used to support healthy and comfortable digestive health. And if you've ever been on a detox program before, you know that struggling with unhealthy digestion in public can be a bit embarrassing. However, fennel can help stop these troubling side effects of detox right in their tracks. That's because this super ingredient helps release the tension in digestive muscles and allows the body to take in the vitamins and nutrients of foods easily and naturally. And that means no buildup of troublesome gases, no unwanted flatulence, and a healthy and happy digestive system all around. But just like almost every other ingredient in hot, skinny tea, fennel has a number of other beneficial effects as well. To name just a few, fennel has been shown to aid in digestion due to its high fiber content, maintain healthy blood pressure, and can even help suppress appetite and kick up your metabolism. That's one versatile seed. And when you combine fennel's digestive power with senna leaf and all the other super ingredients found in hot, skinny tea, your supercharged metabolism, digestive system, and energy levels all translate into easier, more effective weight loss that you can see. Best of all, it's so easy that it's one secret that most weight loss gurus you see on TV every day are trying to keep away from the spotlight. After all, if everyone knew dropping pound after pound of fat was this easy, they'd be out of a job. Just look at Jolene Carter's review of hot, skinny tea. She says, "My first 14-day detox worked so well that I've decided to start another right away. It's been so long since I've looked this good. Now I can finally fit into the sexy dress I've had my eye on. If you want real results, you have to try this. Thanks, HST." It's reviews like that that make me so proud that I, Kimberly Clark, was the one that helped thousands of people like Jolene change their life forever. And if you want to experience the detoxing, fat-blasting weight loss power of hot, skinny tea for yourself, go ahead and click the buttons below to get started. We have both a 14-day hot skinny tea detox as well as a 28 detox to extend and optimize your weight loss journey even further. Plus, when you opt for the 28-day detox program, you're getting the fully transformative experience for an even lower price. You just can't beat that. All right, back to Mandy Jenkins, the first client I decided to try out my seemingly magical tea blend on. And the first time I knew that I had my hands on something far more powerful than any other detox recipe on the market today. Mandy Jenkins, she was just over 40, a pretty typical story, husband and 2 kids and a desk job. She was a bit overweight too, not huge, but definitely hanging on the edge of pleasantly plump and unhealthy. So I asked Mandy to try a new program I was coming up with. Basically, she'd drink hot skinny tea for 14 days in the amounts that I told her, and we'd see what happens. Well, the results were pretty astonishing. Mandy lost an amazing 6 pounds after those 2 weeks. Mind you, for that time we didn't work out at all. Mandy maintained a healthy diet, sure, but no back-breaking exercise sessions here. I wanted to really see what the tea would do all on its own, you know. So after Mandy stepped off the scale with a big smile on her face, I asked her to go see her doctor for a full physical. The results were even more exciting because we had no idea what the tea was doing for Mandy on the inside. Her blood pressure, which was steadily moving closer to the danger zone, had finally leveled off at 130/85. Not perfect, but way better than if she'd continued on that same path. Her digestion was better too. A lot of times Mandy would feel bloated and gassy after eating. After drinking hot skinny tea though, she felt normal after meals and her digestive cycle was much more regular. That's actually very important because, as we've learned, digestion is a big part of weight loss and maintaining a healthy body. Rapid fat loss, a healthier body, and better digestion, all from just drinking a tea. And at the end of her weight loss journey, this middle-aged mom and my guinea pig dropped a total of 34 pounds. Needless to say, Mandy couldn't believe it. Heck, I wouldn't have believed it either if I didn't see it for myself. Well, I knew I had something after that point, and things really took off from there. I began to market my tea online and to people locally, and within a few months, I was completely overwhelmed with orders. So much so, in fact, that I could barely keep up. I even had to find a new company to package the herbal blend for me in order to meet demand. I mean, let's face it, a delicious and healthy tea blend that helps support healthy digestion, blood pressure, energy levels, reduces occasional stress, boosts the immune system, gives the body back its youthfulness, and, oh yeah, allows you to safely and quickly drop weight, is going to be popular. Go figure. And that's the story of how I brought a revolutionary recipe for a detox tea down from the mountain, deep in the Himalayas, and changed the lives of thousands of people. Now that you know the story behind it all, I'd like to invite you to take the Hot Skinny Tea 14 or 28-day detox challenge. If you're searching for a natural, proven, and safe way to lose weight fast, rejuvenate your body, and boost your energy, then Hot Skinny Tea is the miracle you've been hoping for. So go ahead, click the buttons below to get started today. This is one detox program you do not want to miss out on. But wait, there are still 2 more super ingredients you'll find in HST that we haven't covered yet. Let's take a look at number 8, the pu'er leaf, or what I like to call the sharpener. With the mind-sharpening power of the pu'er leaf, your HST experience is not only going to help you melt pounds of unsightly extra fat off your midsection in no time flat, but it's also going to give you the energy and focus you need to live up to your true potential. And part of the reason pu'er is so great at sharpening your mind is that studies have found that pu'er contains a specific chemical called GABA. This particular chemical is known for essentially calming down your brain's overactivity. Do you ever feel like your mind is racing from topic to topic without ever really making any progress? Well, with more GABA in your brain, you can finally focus your attention and calm your racing thoughts. As you can see, pu'er leaf is a great way to really sharpen your mind and stay concentrated on the task at hand. It's no wonder we call it the sharpener, and with its help, you'll feel more focused than ever while you're going through the Hot Skinny Tea detox program. Right away, you'll notice the difference between HST and other detoxes. But that's not the only thing that separates HST from other programs. If there's one thing that most detoxes and diet foods have in common, it's a bland and unappetizing taste. Think about it. When was the last time you had an incredibly nutritious meal or snack that actually tasted as delicious as it was healthy? That's because unfortunately most tasty food just aren't that good for your body. Hot skinny tea isn't like the rest though. Thousands of our customers love the way these unique herbs and teas combine to create one downright delicious flavor. Just listen to some of these reviews. Alexandra D says, "It tastes great and brings immediate results." Ladija D raves, "This is great! Wonderful taste, easy to prepare, and I really got promised results." Lawrence M exclaims, "Aside from its amazing smell and taste, it works like magic." Pete D praises, "Not only does it taste great, I am English so I know about tea, but it 100% works." So how are we able to pack in so much delicious flavor and so many fat-busting nutrients into the same tea? Well, besides our unique blend of rare and exotic herbs, we also use one more super ingredient to add just a hint of sweetness to every single sip. Super ingredient number 9, stevia, aka the sweetener. You may have heard of this extra special sweetener before. Not only is it 100% all-natural sugar substitute, it's also a calorie-free way of adding a little bit of sweet to HST. Beyond that, stevia may even help maintain healthy cholesterol levels. One study found that when everyday sucrose sugar is replaced with stevia, cholesterol actually tends to drop. But that's not all. The same study showed that switching out stevia for regular sugar may even lead to weight loss as well. And when you combine that with the fat-shredding power of the other ingredients in hot, skinny tea, you have a blend that will practically make those extra pounds disappear into thin air. Just take a look at how HST has changed the lives of these real-life clients. Here's Steph Sterling, who loved the results she saw from the 14-day detox so much that she's thinking about going for another round. And what about John O. McBride, who went from chubby dud to jacked stud? And then there's Sophia Perles, who was struggling to reach her target weight for so long that she almost gave up. Now look at her after trying out the 14-day detox. It really does continue to blow me away each and every time I see just how dramatically this almost magical tea blend can truly revolutionize the human body. It still amazes me to this day. Now, you might be thinking that this kind of transformation probably comes at a pretty hefty price. After all, these rare and powerful super ingredients can't be cheap. And you're right. If you were to try to buy each of these super ingredients on their own, it could easily end up costing you hundreds of dollars a month. High-quality Garcinia cambogia extract comes in at well over $40 per month. Pu'er leaf can be almost $30, lotus may run you about $20, and lemongrass, sencha, chamomile, senna, fennel, and stevia could cost around $15 per month a piece. As you can see, that can all add up pretty quickly. That's about $180 per month by my count. Added to that, some of these ingredients are so rare that you might not even be able to find them at all. But thanks to all the success that I found getting my clients to lose weight and feel great with hot, skinny tea, I'm in the unique position to offer this powerful blend at an incredibly discounted price. So you won't have to pay $180 a month for this blend, or $120, or even $90. You'll be able to get all the 9 hot, skinny tea super ingredients you need for a month-long detox for just $75 or $49 for the 14-day detox. That's an incredible deal when you consider how much you'd be paying if you bought each ingredient separately. In fact, that's just $2.68 per day for the 28-day detox and $3.50 for the 14-day detox. And best of all, each blend is perfectly measured and organized so that you're getting the perfect proportions of each super ingredient in every single cup, just as my friend at the monastery intended them to be served. There's no messy measuring or bulky storage involved. Plus, you can rest assured that each and every one of the super ingredients contained in the hot, skinny tea blend is of the absolute highest quality available. And that means you don't have to worry about whether or not the ingredients you ordered really are what they claim to be. But there's more. Since you've listened to this entire presentation, thanks by the way, I'm offering each of these detox programs at a significantly lower price. In fact, instead of paying $75 for the 28-day detox, if you click the buttons below right now, we'll lower the price down to just $58.50 total. And for the 14-day detox, you'll only pay $35. Each and every one of our products also include 100% free shipping too, so you don't have to worry about any hidden costs either. Like I said, I'm so happy to be a part of spreading this recipe for quicker, healthier weight loss, and I'm also proud to cut through all the lies and misinformation on how extreme dieting and exercise are the only ways to shed pounds fast. That's why I would love to be able to offer this powerful detox recipe at these prices forever. However, these ingredients are unfortunately pretty hard to find at this level of quality. And any day now, my secret suppliers might not be able to keep up with my growing demand. As a result, I can't promise that I'll be able to keep offering this amazing tea blend forever. So don't hesitate and click the buttons below right now. Next time you come back, we may not have any stock left. When you order either of the detox programs, you'll have exclusive access to the detoxifying, fat-burning power of all 9 scientifically proven super ingredients that we've looked at today. Garcinia cambogia, the secret ingredient, lemongrass, the cleanser, sencha green tea, the shredder, lotus leaf, the blood director, chamomile, the peacemaker, senna leaf, the reliever, fennel, the releaser, pu'er leaf, the sharpener, and stevia, the sweetener. And when you combine just 2 cups of hot skinny tea a day with a healthy diet and exercise, you'll really start seeing the health benefits of this ancient and almost mystical tea blend. Just think, no more feeling self-conscious every time you try on a new outfit. No more trying to avoid old friends you haven't seen in years because you're embarrassed about your weight. No more worrying if your body is putting your health at risk. And best of all, no more torturing yourself with unappetizing meal plans, painful workout sessions, or excruciating starvation diets just to lose a pound or 2. Hot Skinny Tea is your ticket to a leaner body that's healthier, fitter, and more youthful than ever. And for less than a cup of coffee a day, too. So click the buttons below to get started today. I hope after hearing about the mind-blowing power of Hot Skinny Tea and the incredible science behind it, that you're just as excited about it as I am. And to tell you the truth, there's no time like the present to give it a try. I did, Mandy Jenkins did, and thousands of other people across the world did too. And it's changed each and every one of their bodies and our lives. So click the buttons below and stop the daily struggle with your weight, your energy, and your disappointment. You deserve to have the body and the life that you want. And believe me, this will help. Thanks so much for watching, and click the buttons below to get started today. Much love, Kimberly Clark. Still want to hear more about Hot Skinny Tea? Well, all right then. How about we go through some of the most frequently asked questions about this amazing blend? Let's do it. First off, a lot of people want to know what the difference between the 14 and the 28-day detox is. Well, besides the length, of course, the 2 detox programs actually include the exact same ingredients and health benefits. However, for those of you that truly want to get the very most out of your detoxification, we recommend using the 28-day detox program rather than the 14-day detox. The reasons here are simple. The longer your detox is, the more fat you'll melt away and the deeper your cleanse will be. That means washing away more toxins and revitalizing your body even more than with the 14-day program. If you want a true transformation, the 28-day detox is the way to go. But there's more. We love seeing our clients get the most out of their detox, and for us, there's nothing more satisfying than a customer who has taken their detoxification to the max. That's why we've discounted the price of the 28-day detox to encourage our clients to really take the plunge and go all out during their weight loss journey. In the end, then, the 28-day detox is actually the cheaper option per ounce compared to the 14-day detox. You can end up saving as much as 16%. All right, moving on to question number 2. What if I don't drink tea? We're not unrealistic here. We know that drinking tea isn't everyone's, well, cup of tea. Some people just don't like tea in general. But believe it or not, we've heard from an enormous number of non-tea drinkers who have told us that they actually love the flavor of hot, skinny tea. That's because we know that no one is going to stick with their detox if they can't stand the taste. And that's why we've tweaked and played with the recipe so that it helps you lose weight and taste great at the same time. Its unique and delicious flavor profile is perfectly sweet, delightfully floral, and wonderfully energizing. Plus, if hot tea isn't your thing, HST is an ideal blend for iced tea as well. All it takes is brewing a batch and popping it in the fridge overnight, and you've got yourself a cool, refreshing detoxification experience. It's one of the healthiest ways to beat the heat. All right, on to question number 3. Can you get HST anywhere else? And the answer here is no. Hot Skinny Tea is sold exclusively online on our website and our website alone. Plus, each and every one of our products has 100% free shipping. That's because we're so confident in how effective HST is, we want to get it out to as many people as we can. And last but not least, question number 4. What makes Hot Skinny Tea different from similar blends? This one's simple. Science. The effectiveness of each and every one of our ingredients is 100% backed up by cold, hard facts and clinical studies. There's a lot of misinformation out there in the dieting world today, and one of the reasons I wanted so much to share this recipe was to cut through the lies we see every day. Losing weight doesn't require starving yourself for days on end. Losing weight doesn't mean you need to exercise for hours every day. Losing weight doesn't have to entail bland, boring meals for weeks at a time. And finally, losing weight doesn't have to be hard. And with Hot Skinny Tea, we've got the science to prove it. All right, that's all the time we have for today. Thanks again for tuning into this presentation, and I hope you join the thousands of others who have supercharged their weight loss and detox journey with Hot Skinny Tea. Just click below to get started. Believe me, you won't end up regretting it.